boy. All right, Governor.
I was getting right into that there. Did you see me? Can you see me backstage?
I can't.
I was getting right into that.
Was there a bit ahead?
There was a bit more.
Sorry, so what was that?
So we get. Oh, I don't know what I was saying.
No, you didn't say that. You just said we should get a bit ahead.
Yeah. Nothing new.
Oh shit, we're live. Hi guys.
Oh shit, yeah, there you go. Welcome. Another episode of the Killer Comic Show, Thursday, 9 p.m. The only place to be is here with us. How we doing, lads? All right? Wow. What's your applause there?
It's been a long week. It's been a long week. Work's kicking me ass. Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad to be here tonight.
I feel so sorry for you that you was able to unbox £1,000 Batmobile. My heart bleeds for you, mate.
Yeah.
Was there any scratches on it, Peter? Because my anxiety was...
No, I don't think so. I mean, I've had a good look. It's the kind of plastic material it is and the colour and stuff. It shows up all the fingerprints and all that kind of shit. Got no idea where I'm putting the bastard. Honestly, got no idea at all. Did I tell you I'd kitted out a shelf purposefully for it, backed it with all kinds of stuff. Too friggin' big, isn't it? It's too big. It's the first time in my life there's been an issue with us having something too big. Do you know what I mean? Normally it's the opposite. But...
You know what they say, Pete? Fail to prepare, prepare to fail.
Oh, that's very good. It's very good.
Yeah. I had to think about that in my little head. I was like, what?
Oh, it'd be great if you ballsed it up.
But anyway, so we're talking about like Batmobiles and stuff like that. The chat is chat's busy. We've got Leon Russell, and it's a good evening, killers from me. Good evening, sir. We've got Chris Bell. Good evening, mate. Peter has a big black one. No, he does indeed. He doesn't, and it's hanging over his shoulder. Yuko demands treats. Good evening. Dead man, welcome. Wayne Deacon brings all his boys to the yard. Yes, he does. With the sexiest milkshake video since Khalid's released it in 2003. Look at that. I hope I've got them dates right. If I've got them dates right, someone drop it in the chat because that was good. But you got all excited with that video, didn't you, Pete?
I did. It was very arousing. Very arousing.
It was
in a strange way.
Cappuccino video I've seen since Starbucks.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great. But we're here to talk comics, learn about comics, review comics, talk some geeky stuff, and just generally have a good time as we do every single Thursday. And it wouldn't be the Killer Comic Show without... Good head there, Pete. Good head. Love that.
Good head. Yeah.
So, jumping straight into the business end of the show, as we do every single week. This is Killer Covers from May 8th, which was New Comic Book Day yesterday. We had 3 gorgeous covers. Instagram, as always, was going Billy-O, so we shall jump straight in first and up it. Now. Andy, would you like to tell us what happened with this one?
Guys, ladies and gents.
Cheat. Sorry.
The abuse that I took for changing my mind. So apparently there's a unwritten rule in subsection 3.4 where once you've picked your cover, you're not allowed to change your cover. I got a bit of stick for changing my cover to Ain't No Grave issue #1, the Scotty Young Web Store Virgin variant. Now, I don't know if they were upset because I changed it, or they were upset because they just knew deep down that this was a winner. Guys, this is one of the best Scotty Young covers I've seen in a long time. And I think it sold out within 24 hours. Somebody correct me in the chat if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
this is fantastic, and it goes with a great comic as well if you've not already read it. So yeah, this is mine. And before we move on, Charlie, have you stolen someone else's house?
Yes. Basically, what we do now and again in Croydon, we see a house that we like, and we take it over.
Cool.
So that's what I've done tonight.
Just checking. I was going to say it's one of those strangest, premiere ins I've ever seen in my life.
No. This is one of the best. If this is a premiere, this is one of the best ones I've stayed in. No, I'm house sitting. which is interesting. It's good. Not only
Burglary.
do
Is that
I
what
get
they
a
call
dog. I get the dog as well. Yeah, which is interesting. So
Nice.
yeah, looks like Scotty Young, Liam Russell has said, has been experimenting with different herbs, and we've got the ice cream loving, The Last of Us. Hey, James Keegan. Good evening.
Look at
sir.
that
Thank you.
profile. Look at that profile pic.
Look at
Stunning.
that. Look
Stunning.
at that.
Looks wet.
I love this cover. I love this cover. I think Scotty Young smashed this out of the park with this one. There was a bit of commotion with his web store variant. It wasn't for this though. It was for the was it for the big Marvel thing? There was a load of stuff that was meant to go on sale and the deadline.
Yeah, there was
and
an
the
issue
time
with the
slot and
website.
stuff like that. But yeah, this is. I just like this. I think this is great. You can see why it's sold out, and it's an awesome issue #1 as well. There's so many. Like I've just bought the Ultimate Middle West hardcover from Amazon. It was only like 23 quid. So I've got that, but this is. I think this is Scott. I think this is safe to say this could be Scott Young back at his best. You know, like he's got the same team as he did with. I hate Fairyland and stuff, so it's good to see that. I mean, only issue 1 and stuff, so but it's good. It's got some good hype around it, so hopefully it sticks it out for 4 issues or 5.
I love the fact that he's went back to almost his original style. You remember when we were done the Scott Young profile, we were looking back to some of his sketchbooks and stuff like that. This is like Middle West vibes that gives me, and I think it really contrasts well because of the drop that he's just done with Marvel as well. So it shows you that he's not just babies that he draws effectively, baby figures. But yeah, I think this is great. It's superb. What do you think, Peter?
I prefer this style.
Me too. Yeah, I'm the same.
I'm the same. I prefer this to his kind of kiddified work. I think it's a really, really cool cover. I like the use of colours on it in particular. I'm not the biggest Scotty Young fan, if I'm being really honest, but this one stands out for some reason. I don't know why. It looks creepy and I just like the scratchiness of it, if that makes sense. It looks a bit rough. Do you know what I mean? I just think it looks very cool. Yeah, and I love the reds. I think it stands out. Yeah, and I absolutely prefer this to his kidified stuff.
It's Nightmare Before Christmas type vibes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Tim Burton sort of esque.
Yeah.
But this is the style he did it for the You Me Loving It, the You to Me You Love in the Dark, which I really enjoyed. So yeah, I'm a fan of this. But yeah, it's a good cover. Yeah, I'm not sure if you deserve to win. If you do, but hey ho, each to their own. We shall see. I've gone for Transformers issue #8, the Carnival Comics Gabriel Delotto connecting a Virgin variant cover. I was late to the party because bank holiday and stuff, and I kind of missed the day and stuff. So I was like, right, you two really good covers, Phil Andy. And I picked this one, and I think it's safe to say John Jiang's done some amazing Transformers covers, but this for me is the best Transformers cover that has been done in recent years. In my opinion.
Controversial. I respectfully think you're wrong. There's so many of Delotto's covers, especially Spider-Man and Venom stuff, that it's almost like he's homaging himself now. Because if you look at the pose and stuff like that, it's exactly the same, and it's got that sort of dark, gloomy pastel shading about it. No doubt that this is a great cover, but is it the best? I'm not entirely sure.
So, you know I love my Delotto, and you know I absolutely love this Transformers run. I looked at this one for ages. This was very nearly my pick, but I struggled to put my finger on it, but there's just something wasn't sitting right with it for us, and I don't know why. I should absolutely love this, but I'm not sure why I don't love it. I don't know if it's the fact that Prime's got a very stunted small weapon, because his ion cannon in my mind should be much bigger than that. That looks like a weird little handgun kind of thing going on, and I don't know if that's what's drawn my attention or not. It's worth saying, Charlie, this is an interconnecting cover, isn't it? So you've got Megatron. That's what the tip of Megatron's cannon is just rubbing itself against Prime there. I think this will look very cool when the two covers are together, I have to say. Be a great bit of art, but I don't know. I should like this more than I do.
Yeah. Von Hoot said, big problems with the Lotto cover is the entire run was damaged. Carnival's trying to sort it with Skybound.
Oh, right.
All right, I didn't know that.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, I mean, when you look at this as a connecting cover with Megatron's like cannon next to it, obviously Megatron's going to be he's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then when like, yeah, I mean, when you in the covers and stuff like that, his gun is massive, and in this it doesn't really like level up and stuff like that. But I still picked it. I still loved it, and I didn't even scroll through anything. I see this one, and I was like, yeah, that'll do. This will do. This is it. So sometimes just got to go with it. But yeah, this is my pick. Gone for it.
Nice.
And then up next we've got.
So
AI again. He's went for AI again. That's the same person that done the Supergirl
Is it?
AI
Is it?
cover.
So I really was almost going to pick that Transformers cover, Charlie. I have to be honest. And then I thought, you know what? I go for Transformers a lot. So this one just jumped out, and I think it's the black background that I really liked. And I love the little kind of Little Shop Horrors plant creature there. Now this feed me. This has been done 100 times, hasn't it? There's nothing new here. But you guys seem to get away with it each week with the same images. Do you know what I mean? So I thought I'll go for it this time. I'll go for it.
Yeah.
I just like this one. I think this one stands out. Like I said, I think it's the black background makes her look pretty cool.
It's that look. It's that cheeky look.
Yeah.
And Peters. No, I love this. I think it's great. I did have to have a good look at Ivan's Instagram though, and he's got that sort of Nathan Zerday sort of, is it Will Jack feel about a lot of his covers.
Yeah.
And it is. Do you remember the one you picked for? I think it was you that picked it, Peter, the Supergirl cover, where we sort of questioned, did that look like a was it an AI? It looked like an AI.
Right. Yeah. I can't
So
remember.
this is the same person, and in fairness, I think that's probably testament to his skills and how good they are, because it looks that good. It looks as if it's come straight out of AI. But no, yeah, I like it. But again, I think the complaint with a lot of these is that, you know, with how many times have we seen
Absolutely.
these
Yeah, and I
before,
completely
sort of thing.
agree.
So,
Yeah, I agree.
but yeah, gorgeous.
I like it. I like Will Jack's work. I think Will Jack is good, and I think if people want to pay homage to him and do stuff to him, it's just a credit to him. But yeah, it does look really AI. I quite like that. I mean, I picked one the other week that was like Lois Lane, didn't I? That kind of. Was,
Oh yeah. But it didn't look like Lois Lane, did it?
No,
Yeah.
it didn't. But the vote is live. So you've got Peter's, you've got mine, and you've got Andy's. Ain't no brave. The vote is live now, and we shall check up on it at the end of the show. So, my eyes. Here we go. Peter, over to you.
Oh shit, the bed. So I was scrolling through the covers, and there's like a Ghost Rider theme on a lot of the books this week. So these are characters that have been turned into the spirit of vengeance, as it were. And I saw this, and I'm even looking at it now, having looked at it a fair bit. I cannot work out what the shit is going on with it in terms of the body proportions and where the legs look weird. It looks like a small, but I don't know. It's weird. That to me is not an attractive cover, and it certainly isn't something I would rush to pick up on the shelf. It is a Stormbreakers, so you know these are new people coming in, I guess. So I've probably just destroyed someone's career. But you know, serves them right if you're producing shit like that. It's just not for me at all. It doesn't. Other than the chain, would you look at that and say, "Oh yeah, it's Ghost Rider"? I don't even know what it's meant to represent.
I didn't know what comic this was. Like, you just sent this to me and said, this is my eyes. I literally spent probably 10 to 15 minutes searching for it because it doesn't say what comic it is.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't know the character. It looks like a pile of shit. So I was kind of like, well, what am I looking at? I didn't know what I was looking at. And I'm like, the whole thing for comics is to think, if there's a good cover, I'm going to look at it. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to want to read this. I would not want to pick this up. I wouldn't. But then on the flip side of that, I'd be like, wow, that is such a shit cover. I wonder what the comic is.
But do you see what I mean about the legs as well? He's got like a massive body and then like little stubby little leg things
It looks
going on.
like a lamb that's ready to be slaughtered.
Yeah.
It's hanging like a
It's
slaughtered
been
lamb.
skinned. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been skinned. I can only imagine that it's been sucked into that portal, and that's the reason why it's a bit skewed. I mean, I'm trying to help Chris out as much as I can. I mean, nice hook. That's,
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with this. It's exactly what a deformed fella in a tube of hooked chains would look like. There we go.
and if anybody's going to know, Chris is going to know that. To be
Chris
fair.
is going to know. He's got, yeah.
He's still got. Has he got Wayne in the cage now? Is it Wayne in the cage?
No, Fuzzy's not here tonight, so it might be Fuzzy again. He might not let him out.
Naughty boy, Fuzzy. So yeah, so Daredevil number 9, and then we've also got.
Oh God.
Oh no.
I mean, in terms of a cover, it's not like horrendous, But for me, it's just dull as ditch water. So this is Wolverine's new adamantium armor, which is quite possibly the most boring looking suit I think I've ever seen. It's just. So I think that's what grieves us more than anything. First, the stupidity of, let's give Wolverine an adamantium suit. And then the next thing, the dullness of it.
That was exactly how the Marvel went.
Yeah. I think of all the Peters, I think the one that's been working too hard this week and is really tired and pissed off is my favourite of all the Peters.
Yeah, so for me, dog shit. Wolverine shit, innit? You know what I mean? And is it a thumbprint on his belly? What's going on there? Why has he got like the funny little lines above the X? I don't know. Just cack.
Do you know, for me, what was, when, what was his name? Ryan Reynolds. When Ryan Reynolds played Deadpool in the original Wolverine film.
Yeah.
Aren't they the lines that was through his face?
He had weird lines through his face, and then he lost his mouth or something, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was a weird time for Deadpool.
This, for me, really, is not in proportion. I don't know if it's the way that they've done the suit, but he looks like he's been squashed in. I don't get it. Why would you do this? Like, the Wolverine comic hasn't been too bad, to be fair.
Yeah, it's been
okay. But this cover shit.
I think design variants should be banned because I think it gives artists an excuse to do what effectively is a sketch concept art.
Yeah.
And I think when you're going to and you're paying so much for these Marvel comics, you want a proper image, with maybe a background, something like that. But yeah, this is pretty. This feels shit.
It's just an uninspired design. I think that's what upsets us most. Do you know what I mean? It's like.
Yeah, dead man. I thought adamantium was a rare material, yet they fucking managed to do a suit out of it.
Tons of it now in the Marvel universe.
He's stumpy, he's grey. I was the model for this cover. Right then, Logan, your armour's ready. What colour you want? Grey? Just match my blades. There we go. Yeah, it's really shit. X-Men just can't catch a break, can they? They really can't. They really, really can't. The only thing going for them at the moment is the TV show, Pete. I know you're watching that. Is getting better, and the figures that they've brought out to tie in with that have been amazing.
Yeah,
like
the last episode was very good as well. Very good. There's some great scenes in that.
Here we go, James Keegan. He can heal himself. Why does he need armor?
So that's the point in the story. This is basically exactly the same story as a storyline they did with Captain America back in the day called Streets of Poison, where Captain America decided that he was, because of the super soldier serum, he was a drug addict. So they got rid of all of the super soldier serum out of his system, and he got like a suit of armor to protect him. This is the same. So Wolverine's lost his powers at this point again. So this is the armor's there, I think, to protect him when he goes to fight the many versions of Sabretooth.
Load of bollocks.
It's Wolverine Iron Man, isn't it?
Yeah. And this will sell toys, won't it? You know what I mean?
Oh, of course.
At the end of the day.
Of course it will. So that's Are My Eyes. Moving on to week 18, which was last week. So the two comics that we decided to go was Blood Hunt issue number 1 and Get Fury issue number 1. Up first is Get Fury Marvel. This is Marvel Max. Is it Marvel Max? Is that what it's called? Marvel Max.
Just Marvel, I think.
It used to be Marvel Max, didn't it? The old Punisher
Marvel,
series.
He done
So
Punisher.
this is
Yeah.
Get Fury issue number 1, written by Garth Ennis. The art is by Jason Burrows. There was quite a few covers for this one. The main cover by Dave Johnson, Jason Burrows variant cover, the 1 in 25, Jorge Antonio variant, and then the Juan Ferreira variant cover. Who wants to take this away first? Because I'm interested to see what you guys thought about this.
Should I do this one?
I don't mind.
Andy, you go first, Andy.
Sorry, Perry. No, you go first, Perry.
I go first. Yeah, go on. Go on.
No, you go first. To you, to me.
Why are you?
Excuse me. This is Get Fury number 1. This is, as you said, written by Garth Ennis. Garth Ennis, who did, I think, one of the best Punisher runs back in the day. The artist at the time on that, was it Steve Dillon? I can't remember. I can't remember which artist it was, but it was Frank Quitely, I think. I can't remember. Anyway, had a very distinct art style. Now, I think they've tried to emulate that in this book because it's very, very close to the art style in that Punisher Max series. This picks up basically during Nam, and Fury has been captured. And basically, I mean, to cut a long story short, the military pull Frank to one side and basically say, Fury's got too many secrets in his nut. Please go and find him and bump him off. So that's the setup. You don't really get that kind of confrontation in this issue. You get, I'm going to be honest, guys, I did enjoy this. I really did enjoy this. But the 4 or 5 pages of them talking about a friggin' dog kind of confuses a bit, and I kind of thought, what am I reading here? When we get into the jungle and we get a bit of jungle action, I really enjoyed it. I thought it picked up massively then. This scene here where the guy, the American soldier, basically gets his face cut in half and then hacked to death was horrific. And that's exactly what I kind of expected from this series. It's got us interested enough to read on. I enjoyed the art style. I think this is going to be a cracking little mini-series, I have to say. I think this is going to be another one that I think will probably be better read as a one-off, one-sitting book. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Thought it was good.
Andy?
I think Garth Ennis is probably one of the unsung heroes of comics. I think if you have a wee look at League of Comic Geeks and just sort of drink in the amount of books that he's written or been involved in some form or fashion, I must disagree with Peter. I really enjoyed the part with the puppy. I thought it set it up quite nicely. You kind of realised that these guys weren't going to take any shit, and it was their rules and no one else's. So I kind of like that. That's why I picked that page actually with a little puppy in its wee face. It's not cute. It's usual puppy. And that juxtaposed with the final page there, when, as you say, the guy gets his face hacked off. I think some of the dialogue in this book really was Garth's speciality in writing, because a lot of the stuff he's done is kind of a war themed books, battlefield and stuff like that. And he seems to have a real, what do we call it, a penchant for those types of books. I thought the story was great, really intriguing. It's everything that I expected in a first issue. I thought that art kind of gave me kind of a MASH vibes. It felt like you picked up this comic and it should have what you call those bits, the inserts in comics in the old days that had the rings and stuff like that, the Mark Jewelers.
Oh yeah, the Mark Jewelers things.
Why they didn't do a Mark Jewelers cover for this? I thought that would have been absolutely a good idea. No, I thought this was great. I think Garth Ennis is absolutely fantastic, and if you haven't already done so, definitely check out his other work. You see, the Punisher stuff he's done is some of the best. Yeah,
and I'm forgetting actually, he's writing one of my favourite books at the moment, Ribbon Queen, which is a brilliant little book. So Garth Ennis writes that as well, which is spot on.
Is it the same artist that does this, that does Ribbon Queen? Because it's
very similar, isn't it?
That right hand page, that gave me pure Ribbon Queen vibes.
Yeah, not sure.
I'm just going to check now. R.I.B. Ribbon Queen, because that was awesome. Ribbon Queen is Jason Burrows. Boom, yes it is. He's the penciler.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go. Look at that. We do know what we're talking about. I loved the Marvel Max run of the Punisher. I thought that was one of my favourite Marvel comics of all time. It was kind of, it was gory, it did what it needed to do, and it was an awesome character. This for me, where this is Marvel, this is now Marvel Max Comics, because I've just looked it up. If you look down there, it says Marvel Max Comics. So I don't know if this is a new thing and everything, but I really enjoyed this. I kind of just loved the way, like I read it and was like, oh my God, they said fuck. They said motherfucker in a Marvel book. I was like, what is going on? What has happened? I'm not used to this. And then obviously, before he gets his face cut off, they bury someone alive. I was like, Jesus, this is all kicking off.
I forgot about that part when they buried the guy alive.
Literally just buried him alive, and I was like, fuck. Like they're actually going there with this. Frank Carter was as stone-faced as ever. He was literally... It was. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward. How many issues is it? Is it 3 or 4?
Oh, I'm not sure. But one of the things that I enjoy about that enjoy is going to sound sick. That I like about these kind of stories, and I know it's a comic book, but it's the realization that some of this kind of stuff actually went on. These people were treated like this, and it kind of gives it a bit of weight. Do you know what I mean? It makes you a bit more, I think, emotionally attached to the individuals involved, because we haven't really known these characters for very long, but it was gut-wrenching when the guy was getting buried and things like that. It was pretty horrific.
And the way it was closing just on his eye, and you kind of see that.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing from this, I've got to say, the right-hand panel, this must have been taken from Glenn from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
When you kind of get, it's exactly the same thing. Like it's the same side of his face. He's got his arms tied behind his back, as he did when Negan smashed Lucille over his head, and he kind of just felt it was gory. I don't know. Maybe I'm sick, but I enjoyed it, and I kind of thought I'm looking forward to seeing more of this, and it's kind of piqued my interest now because I want to read more Punisher Max. So, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good little comic. Like when it came out, I was like, oh really? Yeah, it was interesting. I kind of I thought it was a good pick.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
And fun fact, the 504 on the helmets, I think is a little bit of a homage to the Punisher book, because if you add up all the pages of all the Punisher comics, there were 504 pages.
Look at that! Look at
He's
that!
On the ball. He's on the ball.
He's on the ball, isn't he? Eh? He's absolutely on the ball. Yeah.
I could have just absolutely made that up, but it sounds as if it's.
Well, no, you didn't. You know what you're talking about. You went with
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this. It was a great comic to read, and thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward for it to come out. Yeah, he's gonna have.
Did anybody who's watching, or who watches the rewind, did anybody read this? Let us know what you think. I'd be interested to see if everybody liked it as much as we sort of did.
I would like to see Marvel do more of this, because obviously DC have got Black Label, which they kind of push the boundaries on. I'd like to see Marvel do more of this, with different aspects, different characters and stuff like that. Like, could you imagine, I don't know, Falcon or whoever getting killed off like that? That'd be, you know what I mean? Everyone would blow their minds. Maybe if they did that to Miss Marvel, instead of regurgitating her in another Spider-Man comic, they might have kept some viewers. But hey ho, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I'm looking forward to the next one. On the flip side of that, we had more blood and guts. We got blood on issue number 1. Jed McKay and art by Pepe Larraz. Main cover by Pepe Larraz, the 1 in 25 Cow and Goo variant cover. We've got the 1 in 10 Gabriel Dell'Otto connecting variant, and we had the C2E2 Stefan Segovia variant cover. Andy, what did you think of this?
So, I had suggested to you guys that we should read this, and I'm not sad that I did make that decision. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was great. Background and synopsis to this is you've got an infiltration of the Dark Force users, and what they've effectively what we learn is they've become sort of portals to the Dark Force dimension, and as a result of them all being able to come into this Earth timeline, it leads to the death of the sun, effectively, because we start to see sun death. It gives a timeline up to the point where it effectively explodes. There's no sun, the sun's died, and obviously that gives a great opportunity for the vampires to come and attack. And I don't know if you've got the page, but I think I chose the page where they're all jumping out of the building. And I just get World War Z vibes, you know, that
100%, yeah.
Stuff like that. So I love that. It sort of centers around the Avengers and various other characters trying to work out, right, okay, well, what we're going to do here, how are we going to solve this? And I don't know if you guys felt the same, but they sort of just assumed that they were just going to fix this problem, and there was some way that they were going to do it, use a bit of magic, and it'll be fine. But then Blade sort of turns up, and we're thinking, Blade's like, you know, these guys are bigger and harder than you really think they are. And he asked to teleport into, what do they call it, the Impossible City?
Yeah.
You know what it's called, yeah. So they go to the Impossible City, and then all hell breaks loose, and you've got these 5 new characters who I didn't recognise. I'm assuming they must be brand new characters.
I think so,
yeah.
And those guys absolutely kicked ass. They just like went through the Avengers like they were absolutely nothing. And then it cuts to Doctor Strange, and again he seemed as if he didn't really know what was going on and what was happening, and he was going to resolve everything by just killing all the vampires. And Blade sort of says, "Well, wait a wee minute here. I knew that. I didn't think you were. I knew you were the guy that we had to watch out for, because I didn't think you'd actually, you know, delete all the vampires just to fix a problem." And at the end, we then find out that the leader is. Can we spoil it? I think that last one.
You might want to tell Von Hoot to just put it on mute, because I don't think he's ready yet.
Von Hoot, if you've not read this, then yeah, go on mute. We find out that it's Blade who's leading this new vampire team, or you know, and it's just, I don't know, it's just, there was something nice and refreshing about this book that I hadn't really read before, and I think just because it had a lot of cool vampires in it, it sort of tickled my reading fancy. So I give this a big 9 out of 10 thumbs up. I really, really enjoyed it. Interesting to see what you guys thought.
I have to say that I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I might be going out on a limb here, but after all of these years, is Marvel starting to pick up the pace with like the Avengers comic that everyone's loving? You've got kind of this, you've got like the Get Fury Max. I think this is one of the first shows in many that we've had 2 Marvel comics on.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I've done that for a long while.
I think since this show, I don't know, since years past, I've taken a step back. 1, because of the paper quality of Marvel, and 2, because the stories have just been pretty shit. But I find myself now reading more Marvel comics every week, and I think that's kudos to the writers. I think they know they've got to up their game. And the fact is that in this comic, we was introduced to 5 characters, which was refreshing to see. We weren't just getting regurgitated the same stories, the same characters doing the same shit. The page that I picked in the middle, Thor just gets a wooden stake through his head. I was like, and no matter what comic I read from Marvel and it features Thor, I can't help but read in his accent. I just can't do it. You can't do it. It's like one of them characters. It's a staple read that if you're doing it, you have to do it in the Thor accent. And it was just, I really, really enjoyed it. I thought this was great. I think, obviously, Pete, I know you've read DC vs. Vampires from DC. I really love that. And I kind of like, they've done that to them. For Marvel now to do this, like obviously Marvel had Marvel Zombies, so they kind of touched on that, which was good, and they regurgitated that. They had Philip Kennedy Johnson doing it, they had Ryan Brown doing it years ago. Now we've got like Marvel Vampires. This is a story I'm interested in reading, because this, for me, as you mentioned, this was like World War Z, and it had the cross between like 30 Days of Night, which is an absolutely sensational film from years ago. I'm well invested in this already. I'm just interested to see where this goes. And I don't know if any of you know the answer to this, but Von Hoot said, does the red band version have different interiors, or is it just a cover?
From what I understand, it's got different panels. It's a more graphic, bloody book, but I haven't read it myself yet. But that's the whole point of it. It's supposed to be kind of an R-rated version of the comic.
That's interesting. Deadman has said we would just be buying and reading this series or getting the 50 tie-ins. So this leads me on to my next point, right? So there's loads of tie-ins. Like at the end of this comic, as Marvel do, it says read this to find out this to find out this. I won't be reading all the separate tie-ins. So I won't be reading like Spider-Man. I won't be reading Doctor Strange. I'm just going to read in the Blood Hunt tie-ins. And I do it all the time. I think, Andy, when we did King in Black, and I think we said to each other, right, we'll try and read the tie-ins so we can see where the ultimate ending is. For this, I'm going to try and do the same thing. I just don't want to get confused with so much going on that I lose track of Blood Hunt this run while I'm trying to catch up with all the other ones. Do you know what I mean?
That kind of disappointed me at the end whenever I realised that these had loads of tie-ins. It kind of I felt like a wee bit defeated at the end. I was just like, oh god, I really enjoyed this first issue, but I'm going to have to go and source all these other books.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm agreeing with you, what you were saying there, Charlie. I'm going to probably stick to the main titles, and if the main titles are really good, then I might circle back and read the rest to fill in the gaps, because I feel that this will have some sort of knock-on effect to the universe in some form or fashion. And that's why we're getting that Killing Black sort of vibe where, you know, you've got loads of tie-ins and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed this. And for a Marvel comic, I was kind of interested to read this. But it's interesting because they had a Blood Hunt new free comic book day comic that came out.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting to see. You know, they always do like little previews and stuff like that. So it was interesting to read that and then jump on and read this. But yeah, that's two Marvel comics that we're pretty interested in. What's happening as the world shifts.
Peter's going to sort it. Peter's going to say it was absolute shit, aren't you, Peter?
It was dog shit, wasn't it? It was dog shit. No, so So first off, sadly, this is nothing new because of the DC versus vampires. This would have been a great concept if that book hadn't been out. I'm hoping they're going to do something different with this.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this. I'm always very, very worried about Marvel mini-series and maxi-series and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But actually, this read really, really well. The artwork was stunning. I love the concept of the vampires just going rogue. I loved the ease that they took down the Avengers in the MCU. I thought that was great. In terms of tie-ins, I'll read the main line. There's a couple of the mini-series that have been announced that look really interesting to us. So there's a one with like Elijah Bloodstone. There's a whole host of different. Werewolf by Night has got a one, I think. So I'll probably pick out the ones that interest us because of the characters. But this for me is a read the main series, and then when they inevitably release the omnibus collecting everything, like they did with King of Black, I'll probably pick the omnibus up and then just kind of slowly go through it. Only thing I would say is I'm going to call it now. That's not Blade. So that's not our version of Blade.
It's a scroll.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's a scroll. I think so. Back in the day, I can't remember which issue it is, but back in the day there was like an alternate reality where they went to an Earth and Blade was the king of the vampires. He'd killed Dracula, and the entire planet was overthrown by Blade. And they didn't off him in that series, so I reckon that's who this is. Because you've got your new Blade film coming out. They're not going to turn Blade into a bad guy before the new movie, are they? You know, so I think this will be an alternate version of Blade. And at some point, when it's looking its worst, Blade, our MCU version of Blade, will rock in and save the day.
So,
well, it's interesting.
A question.
Yes, go on.
Sorry, Charlie. When did Spider-Man get a big sword?
Miles Morales, yeah, he got that a little while ago. He can turn his Venom sting thing now into like basically a lightsaber kind of malarkey. It's what you tend to call dog shit, I think, Andy, would be my take on it.
Cool. Sorry, Charlie.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say that it is interesting because obviously in the free comic book day we do get introduced to Dracula.
Yeah, that's the classic Marvel version of Dracula. I love that. There's if you do like your vampire comics, is it MI15? Captain Britain. There's a great series set in England from a good few years ago featuring Captain Britain and Psylocke and things like that. And there's a whole storyline about Dracula and he kind of takes over the moon and stuff, and it's spot on. It's a really good vampire story.
Is that
yeah, that's it, I think.
We get introduced to Blade's daughter again as well.
Yeah.
So
I like the way they tied in the Atlantean.
Yeah.
Was it the Atlantean
Yeah.
side of things? So I liked all those little Easter eggs where you go, right, okay, these guys might come and sort of try and
Yeah.
sort things out and fix things. But how good were those bad guys? Those new bad guys, like
Spot on.
they kicked
Spot on.
ass.
Yeah,
I mean, they took the
just...
Avengers down like they were nothing really, didn't they? It was
Absolutely, yeah.
a couple of pages and they were done.
But that's what you need, though. Like honestly, I think that's what you need now and again. The Avengers can't just romp in, save everyone, fuck shit up, and then go home. You need like that image that I picked with Thor getting a thing through his head. You know he's going to pull through, but still wanting to see.
I mean, it's interesting because Thor's a big, tough guy and stuff like that. But I don't think I've ever seen him suffer that kind of because that's literally through his head, through his brain.
Yeah.
I don't think, other than some of the Elseworld stuff, there's a great mini-series called Thor Vikings. Don't know if you've read that. Actually, it's Garth Ennis, we were just talking about, where that's brutal as hell. But I've never seen Thor like that.
Glenn Barbie artwork.
Yeah, stunning.
Classic.
But if you look at Thor there, he looks like he's already dead.
Yeah.
It looks like he's already turned, which is going to be interesting because DC versus Vampires, they did that as well. Like, they didn't hold back. Like, they turned characters. They turned like Green Lantern. They turned like Robin. They turned like Black Canary and stuff. So they weren't afraid of doing that. Whereas if they could do this,
But that was an Elseworld, wasn't it? This is, I think, this is set in the regular MCU.
Yeah. But,
I loved that scene, mind, with... Sorry, Troy. I loved that scene with Black Panther where he kind of, like, teleported Falcon away and, you know, said the symbol kind of can't die. I thought, that's great. I like that.
Yeah. I'm interested to see, like, because they're bringing in, like, I want to say Class B, like, new characters and stuff. Like, you've got Tiger and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how they... Are they going to jump over and, like, start in the crossovers and tie-ins and stuff like that? It's going to be interesting. But 100%, I don't think that's Blade.
Yeah.
When was the last time we were this enthusiastic about a Marvel comic?
That's what I said to you, is the world turning. Maybe the sun is dying and we've all just got to...
What has happened?
What has happened, yeah. What has actually happened. Connie, I didn't get out for Free Comic Book Daily. Did I miss anything? Yeah,
I didn't get anything.
There was quite a few things up. If this is the main continuity, it's a mistake. It just means that that they will magic all the deaths away. There we go. And Energon was pretty good. So yes. So yeah, 2 good Marvel books. Looking forward to seeing them. Going to go back and read Punisher Max. Killer Indie Picks now, May 15th, which is next week. Up first, Andy.
Yes, I went for Monolith, issue number 1, by Sean Lewis, Valerio Giardino, is doing the artwork. So this sort of ties into the sort of Spawn universe.
Is this how?
So this is, he's one of the many Hellspawns.
Okay.
So Monolith first appeared in issue 312 of Spawn, and he was the servant of Omega Spawn. So that's his sort of backstory to it. And the Scorched series, is it Scorched? The one that's out at the minute.
Oh yeah.
He's a major character in that, but he's got like a red suit and stuff like that on. So this gives you the origin of the Hulkling Hellspawn, and what connection does it have to one of the most savage of the kind, Omega Spawn. Follow his journey from the cosmic depths of Deep Spawn to his first encounter with Al Simmons, and this is only a 3-part miniseries, so it feels like if you want to get like a little bit of a backstory and understand who this character is, this is the way to go.
This looks interesting. I'm not a massive Spawn fan, but there are certain characters that kind of do pique my interest in this. And that demon in the back reminds me of the gargoyle, like the terror dog from Ghostbusters. When they mount. And that looks wicked. Yeah, good pick, mate.
Wow. So Dr. Von Hoot saying that he didn't enjoy Sam and Twitch. Oh my goodness! What?
So I was just going to say, I feel I need to read Sam and Twitch because as a bit of a Spawn virgin, Rat City hasn't excited us to read more. But I know you guys have spoke a lot about Sam and Twitch, so I kind of feel I need to read something good from Spawn to get us to be willing to pick this kind of stuff up.
I think the reason why you're like Sam and Twitch though is because you don't need any background knowledge about Spawn.
Right,
It's
okay.
its own little universe. It's like that sort of super detective Columbo type feel about it. And our good friend is doing the artwork.
Yeah, you had us at Columbo.
Sold.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking forward to reading this, and it's by Image. Image can do no wrong, and it's only 3-part miniseries.
The magic number.
I've gone for Redcoat issue number 2, written by Geoff Johns and art by Brian Hitch. This was surprising. Like, so obviously we've got the Ghost Machine, with Geiger, we've got Redcoat and various other ones. I really, really enjoyed issue number 1. I think I mentioned it. I thought, yeah, this is going to be good. And then I kind of read the synopsis when it came out 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we was all like, oh, what? Don't try and be like a Jack Sparrow from Wish. But I'm thoroughly enjoying this, and I know Dr. Von Hoot's been enjoying this as well. Have either of you two managed to read this issue number 1 yet?
I've read 1. Yeah, enjoyed number 1.
Did I read 1? Yes, I did. I did read 1. Yeah, that was part of the Geiger sort of.
Yeah.
Out of the 3 I read, Redcoat was my weakest, but that doesn't mean it was a bad book. Do you know what I mean? I still thoroughly enjoyed it, but I think it was overshadowed. Had this come out a different week, I think, to Rook, I would have probably been all over this in a bit more of a passionate fashion.
Yeah, Rook was, and I think sometimes, like, because obviously Geoff Johns is writing all of them, so he's kind of hedging his bets. He's thinking, right, if I put 3 out, at least one of them's got to pique someone's interest. Luckily enough, though, all 3 of them seem to be doing a good job.
Here's a question for you then. Geoff Johns, as long as I've read his work, because he has been doing stuff with DC and Marvel for a long, long time, he's a bit like Tinian. He always seems to have about 1,500 books coming out every month, right? How can he do that monthly without delays, and yet the dickhead who's doing Gargoyle of Gotham cannot seem to get 1 book out every 4 months? It just boggles my mind, you know?
All I can think of is that Image are more relaxed with how things work. I think DC must just be like, no, it's got to be done right. That's not right. Go back to the drawing board and make sure if it takes 6 months or 12 months, you can crack on with it. Andy, what do you reckon, mate?
I'm sure he's got some, family things to attend to. Peter, you absolute monster. Give him a break.
No.
I want my book.
I want my book. Yeah.
No, but it does make you think, though. It does make you think how he can pump out all of this, and then he can't. It's taken him 6 months to bring out issue number 3. Do you know what I mean? So, but that's for the head honchos to decide. So yes, and I think this is. I think Ron Hoot mentioned it. The ones with the black and white checkered are the same universe, and then the ones with the other one are the same universe as well. Geoff is a machine. He's a creative maniac. Kevin, I didn't care for Sam and Twitch either. That's interesting. Has Redcoat 2 come out early? I don't think so. I'm not sure. Maybe it has. Maybe it hasn't. Moving on. Something.
Wait, what? That made no sense.
Right. Has Redcoat 2 come out early?
So this is out next week, isn't it?
This is out next week.
Yeah, so this is out next week, Deadman. Yeah.
Oh, I think because Von Hoot said, Redcoat 2 is a must-have. So I think
right. Okay. No, so these are next week's releases.
Yes, these are next week's. Right. So, something epic. I cannot say anything other than how amazing this is. Like, how amazing this is. Since I've been reading the trade paperback again, this is another one. Simon Kudranski, the amount of time and effort that goes into his books is sensational. Yeah. And I didn't realise, I think when I read this first, I read it digitally, and I enjoyed it, but I was like, I think I'm missing something here. When I read the trade paperback, the emotion that you kind of get off the pages when his mum's dying of cancer is horrendous. And I was like, this is sensational. I would say this is one of my best comic reads continuing since 2022 when it came out. This has been awesome every single issue. I'm absolutely loving it. And I know, Andy, you've just recently finished the first arc as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I read 187 back to back in about a couple of hours, and I very quickly text Peter and text Buzzy to say that this is kind of a changed my view on like comics that are coming out, because it feels as if it's the bar, like that's it set the bar, and everything else kind of fails. And no, it's a fantastic story. I delved into the next issue number 8, and I stopped myself from going any further because I want to wait until all the issues will come out before I read it back to back. So
I'm loving the new storyline. It's just
Well,
fun.
Von
It's just fun.
Did I mention I'm up to date with something, Epic Pete? I actually like the second art. Do you know what? He's not the first person to say that. I've heard I've spoken to 2 or 3 people, and they've been like, I didn't think I could like an arc better than I did the first time, but this is awesome.
Do you not think it's because the first arc, unashamedly, is very heavy on the emotion, whereas the second arc feels a bit more lighthearted and a bit more fun?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see if there's a third arc.
Oh, I think so.
I think this is absolutely awesome. So, Simon Kudranski, massive kudos to you, mate. Uncanny Valley, enjoyed this, and this is picking up. He ran out of the house, like Foghorn Leghorn, Wile E. Coyote type of thing, and I think this is just going to be more fun, more of the same. I'm looking forward to this. Tony Fleets is obviously writing Feral and Stray Dogs, and then we've got David Watcher as well. I think we all enjoyed this, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Good fun.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah. So Boom Studios, issue number 2, and then we have The Displaced, issue number 4. Andy, are you still reading this, or have you switched off from it?
I'm an issue behind. I haven't read issue 3.
Okay. This is. Have I read issue number 3? No, I don't think. I think I'm the same as you, mate. I think I'm the same as you. I'm up to issue number 3. Yeah, because issue number 3, it turns out literally being forgotten has its advantages. Yeah, that was the one, and then it said issue number 4 carries on from that, saying that it seems like another town has been sucked into disappearing and stuff like that. Pete, you didn't get around to reading this, did you?
Still not read it. I'm probably going to wait until like the end of the first arc, and then I'll pick it up and read it, because I know you guys have been saying it's great. So yeah, I'll probably read this in one go.
So this is the penultimate issue. The survivors are in the most desperate situation yet, exposed to the elements with nowhere left to go. In the midst of a grim realization between 2 survivors seeking hope elsewhere, one of their own is getting sick, and the inevitable is to be expected. This, for me, would be an awesome 25-minute episode TV show on Netflix.
Yeah,
this would be wicked. So yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing this. And Ed Brisson, like he's kind of a very, very good writer. And then you've got Luca Casalanguida on the art as well. But this is interesting. It's going to be interesting also to see what the twist is of this. Apparently, there's a big twist. Issue number 5. So that'll be exciting to see. And then we have
Yeah.
Didn't I pick this couple of weeks? And you lot were like, no, absolutely bollocks. Why am I going to pick this same comic and get the same different thing? And there's a chance of getting
No, I love the idea. I like Cullen Bunn's work. I love the idea of a new, fresh horror book. I think the gimmick of this is dog shit. I have to say, I think it's. I don't know if you know of this one, Andy, but basically it's 4 different stories with 4 different monsters, and you don't know what you get because it's in a black body bag. So if you want the full story, you've got to try and be lucky enough to pick up 4 issues with those stories in it, which I think is a bit of a shitty kind of gimmick, to be honest. That said, I think the stories will be great. So yeah, I'll not be buying this. I will be waiting until this comes out in a trade paperback or something, and then you can get all of those stories rather than lucky dipping them, I think.
But will you be able to with a trade paperback? Because surely the whole point of it is to get one. How are they going to do that?
No idea. Yeah, don't know.
Come on. You want to pick this comic? I picked it. You slated me. Let's go.
Oh, isn't he? He's getting a bit tetchy.
Angry, isn't he?
Angry. He's a Londoner, man. Londoner. Do you know what I mean? Oh, governor. No, I do. I think it'll be interesting. And I probably will pick up. I don't know. You know, I'm going to end up buying 15 copies of this bloody shitty thing.
You even said you was going to do that. You was going to be like, I'm going to be the one that's going to go in and go, right, I'll just have them 15 there. Do you know what this is like? It's like when you go and buy them football cards and you're trying to get the last one. And you end up You're going to be the one at Thought Bubble going, anyone for swapsies of Overlook?
Yeah. I spent $4,000 on Overlook. Yeah.
That's exactly it. It's a smart ploy, to be fair, to sell more comics.
I think it's unkind to the customers, if I'm honest. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's written by Cullen's Bun, and the art is by Cullen Bun, so I'm not sure if they're brothers.
Cullen is his sister, I believe, but yeah.
Well, at least I didn't put Current Bun.
Current Bun, yeah.
There we go. And this is obviously by Massive Publishing, who is whatnot. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. But what else we got up? We've got Killer Trades and hardcovers. Oosh! May 15th, up first.
It's me.
Yes.
I went for Universal Monsters Dracula. This in particular is the hardcover, and it collects Universal Monsters Dracula issues 1 to 4, written by James Tynion, and Martin Simmons doing the artwork. So specifically because it's a hardcover edition, it's 120 pages, I should say, and I think it will retail about $19.99 or thereabouts. I haven't read any of the Dracula series, so this would be an ideal way for me to get in. And I think I prefer the hardcovers to the sort of normal trade paperbacks. So,
Yeah, I'll be picking this up as well, just for the art more than anything, because it is pretty stunning.
Didn't you get a sketch at Thought Bubble last year?
I did, yeah. Thanks for bringing that up, Charlie. Yeah, it was disappointing.
I thought it was this. It looks very similar.
No, that was Bat Dan. Bat Dan got that. Yeah, I got basically 2 half-finished heads. So yeah.
Well, if you just cut out the body of this, there you go. That's it.
Yeah.
Done. And then you've gone for Jesus Christ.
You see that? See, now look at these covers for this series were absolutely friggin' amazing. You can't tell me that that's not a really interesting, striking looking
Ryan
cover.
Brown's fantastic. That's awesome.
Now I thought that this would be dog shit. At some point I did consider just buying this for the covers for me wall, and then I thought, no, I can't be chewed with that. But I've since heard a lot of people say that this is just a silly, fun series, and it's worth a read. So I don't know. I'll probably be picking this up for the artwork, and just give it a go, I think. But yeah, this is Cap Wolf and the Howling Commandos. It looks mental.
Andy, have you even considered reading this?
No. I love the covers. I love Ryan Brown's artwork. I've been a big fan of his since back in the day. That would be the only reason I picked this up. It would be pure cover wise. Did he do the covers for all the issues, Peter?
Yeah.
Or just one?
Yeah.
Or did he do it for
okay. Yeah.
I'd be inclined to pick up the issues rather than picking up this, because there's no way in hell I would read this.
I mean, Ryan Brown, he's just joined Scott's Collectibles now, isn't he? So
is he?
I think so. I might be wrong, but I swear I see it somewhere. Excuse me if I'm wrong, but I swear he has. He does live videos on Facebook of him painting and stuff like that. It's a total talent. Like doing this is incredible. Like it's fucking awesome.
He drinks in one of my locals.
Does he?
That
is wicked. And again, I would get this if I was going to get it just for the artwork.
I'm going to get this and I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to tell you what you're missing, right? And I'm going to see if I can tempt you to read it. If it's good. If it's shit, obviously I'll just never mention it again and pretend I didn't read it.
Okay.
No, yeah, I'm literally just finding out now who if he's on there.
What Andy's local is?
Yes, I knew I was right. He is the latest addition to Scott's Collectibles. Yes.
Oh, very cool.
We never doubted you, Charlie. We just hadn't heard.
I started doubting myself. I was like, is he? Because there's another Ryan Brown. There's a Ryan Brown with an E at the end of Brown. So, yeah. There is, trust me. Yeah. Peter, didn't Efren love this?
I think he did, but I think, what do you call him? One of the guys we used to do the Saturday show with, the Canadian chap. Oh, that's terrible. I've forgotten his name. He said it was great. He really enjoyed it.
Hashtag Andy, it's like Lenin said, you look for the person who will benefit, and you'll you know what I mean. Lebrowski wisdom. There we go. I'm lost. Totally lost. Andy,
am I on drugs right now? What's this? This has all went a bit surreal for me.
Well, that's what happens when you wolf, Catwolf and the Howling Commandos.
In fact,
Chris,
you know what? I might
come back
just
to
come
us.
off and just start reading Catwolf and the Howling
Yeah,
Commandos.
exactly.
The hell with
Just
it.
coming back to it, sorry, Chris, the comic vet, said this was a brilliant read, so well worth picking up.
Comic vet. Okay.
What does he know?
He's Canadian,
What
he knows everything. Yeah.
I
Well,
love
anyway,
Canadians a lot.
We got FOC top 3. Same thing every single week. Final order cut-off top 3 is the cut-off date that Slab Crusaders will give you 9 o'clock on a Sunday before he cuts it off, and you won't be able to place your orders. You still got Scotty Young orders, the big Marvel things to buy and stuff. And it is the best price on the internet for comic supplies. There's loads out there. Absolutely.
The last couple of weeks I've looked at FOC as I do for Slab Crusaders, and I'm so thankful that I just ordered them all at the same time. You see, having to work out what's come out and I've just boom, get them all.
And for £89, you kind of.
Has
And
to
got
be.
No, it was cheaper than that, wasn't it? It was like $81.99.
$81.99 to $81.99 for all the raw content and the posts and stuff like that. But he's also doing a thing if you buy any one of them comics in CGC, there's 10, I think there's like 10 or 20% off, which is pretty cool. Guaranteed 9.8. So yeah, up first. Oh, you love a bit of Dick, don't you?
Love a bit of Dick. So I read Dick Tracy #1 just last week or the week before by Mad Cave Comics, and do you know what? It was really good.
I loved it.
Yeah, I didn't realise I was missing Dick. You know, so it's a book that I would never usually pick up, but I haven't read or seen anything of Dick Tracy since probably the movie. Do you remember the movie was it Alec Baldwin or no Warren Beatty, was it?
Warren Beatty, that was
Madonna. So I picked the first issue up just for shits and giggles, really, and absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. So yeah, I'm definitely getting this. I also love the colours. I think the yellow overcoat and hat, you know, it's just a classic, cool looking character. So this is a one. Normally with these Slab Crusader picks, I go for stuff that I want to get for a cover pick. This is a definite read pick. This is one I'll be picking up just to have a flick through.
I'm really loving Mad Cave Comics. Like, I think a few years ago, I think it was me and Andy, I think we was reviewing a comic and we realised how unsung Mad Cave are. Like, they're wicked. They really do. Like, I've just ordered Skeeters as well, which they're trade paperback, which are fucking batshit crazy. Andy, did you read that? Did you get around to reading it? It's wicked.
I'm too busy reading Howling Captain Wolf.
Oh. But yeah, like Dick Tracy.
And now do you want me to read Dick Tracy as well?
Yeah.
I think everyone needs a little bit of Dick in their life.
Yeah.
I love all these sexual innuendos and euphemisms that we're coming up with today. It's great. Anyway,
moving on. We've gone for I've gone for Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. This is obviously the facsimile edition. This is a cover A by Carl Andrews. You can still pick the trade paperback up of this for relatively cheap. I was in Forbidden Planet on Saturday last week for Free Comic Book Day. They must have had a whole shelf full of Deadpool stuff. And I think Tom, a couple of weeks ago, sent something on our chat saying the marketing team for Deadpool are killing it. Every single thing, like covers, DVDs, posters, and everything was covered in Deadpool of that movie. And this I loved this when I read it first time around, and nothing's changed. Like, it's just
Colin Bunn, wasn't it?
Yeah. This was wicked, but I loved it, and if I can kind of read it again, this cover's awesome as well. I absolutely love this.
Nice.
So yes, and I think that's all we've got for FOC. That's all we've got for FOC. That's it. It's meant to be a top 3, but we only had 2.
Whoa! No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did. Did you send me? What did you send me? Did I miss one?
Oh.
Are you sure? What was your FOC?
Charlie changed his mind 4 or 5 times, man. So you probably got lost off with all the different images you were saying.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
What did you send me?
I'm not angry, guys.
What did you send me?
Angry. I'm just upset.
I'm going through. Right, we have. So that was your original cover pick. Yeah.
Right.
Then we've got trade paperback. Then we have the indie pick, and then we don't have anything else.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine, guys. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Let's not fall out over.
But what would your FOC have been, Andy?
My FOC would have been the Howling Captain. No, it would. It would have been a rather beautiful Jenny Thurston cover for Vampirella that is out in FOC. There's a 1 in 10 and a 1 in 20 foil version, and there's also like a metal edition.
Oh wow!
It looks very, very nice. I don't know if you're able to bring it up and share screen and show the good people, because I think it will be a bit of a hit for FOC this weekend. Sorry, I must have had a brain fart and not sent it to you. Sorry, Charlie.
What was it called? Vampirella
Revolution.
Reflections.
Everybody just can't. Yeah, that's it.
I can't find it.
I can tell by Peter's face he cannot wait to see this cover.
I'm literally having to hold on to the desk with excitement.
As long as it's a desk you're holding on to, Peter.
I can't find it.
Oh, there's the mark, guys. Have you never used Slab Crusader's website? It's an absolute joy to use.
Oh yes, I found it. Right here. There we go. This is the one. There we go. Right, present. Share screen. Where are we? This one.
Is
this the one?
Worth it, guys.
Is this the one?
Come on, drink that in, ladies and gents. This is
you definitely didn't send me this. 100%.
Okay, all right. I've got a busy week. Chill out.
This is awesome.
So angry.
This is awesome.
Guys, look at that.
Did you say it comes in a metal?
Comes in a metal, and it comes in a virgin, and it comes in a foil. Look at those eyes. Stop it. That is beautiful. And you know what? I don't care what you think, and I don't care what anybody in the chat thinks. I love it. I love Jenny Thurston's work.
I don't think I've ever read a Vampirella book.
No.
I don't think I've ever picked one up. I mean, it was all right. I'm not sure it was worth the wait, but it was all right. Yeah.
It was good. It was worth the wait.
Story of my life, Peter.
Uncensored Nerds. Hello, sir. How are you doing? I think you're new to the channel, so thank you very much for joining. Might be a cool metal, but I'd pass. When they say metal, is it like a 0.1 of a mil thick? Because I think Rich had one when we was at football.
I got totally... I made myself look like an idiot because I bought myself a metal a while ago. I can't remember what it was. It was some dog shit comic. And I don't know what I was expecting, but it completely threw us when I opened the book and it literally was metal. It was like a chunk of metal. Do you know what I mean? So the actual cover itself has got a lot of weight to it. I couldn't tell you in terms of mils how thick it is, but it is a you can't bend it. It's like a sheet of metal. It's a chunky thing.
Nice, cool. So there we go. So these are the FOCs, so that's it. Yeah, Von Hoot said, it's a sheet of metal on the cover. Nice. So now we're at the Killers Comic Show sneak peek for next week. These are the 4 comics that have now gone live over on the community votes. You can place your votes now. There we go. Andy, up first.
Ain't No Grave. Enough said. I've read it. Let's just say hopefully it gets picked for next week. I've also read The Devil Wears My Face and The Deviant today. My goodness, The Devil Wears My Face. Wow, what an issue. Yeah. It was
but with that, and I think we've said it before, is it because of the art that Alex Cormac's done, or is it because of the writing that Dave Propose has done?
Both.
I was really surprised by David's writing because I must admit I've read a few of his other works and they didn't like the Scout
this
one
that
we had read.
This
is just stunning, an absolute great bit, and I can't wait till it comes out in like maybe a hardcover or something like that.
Yeah.
So David, obviously myself and Efren interviewed him last week, I think it was, and he very kindly sent one an advanced copy of this. Blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. We tried to push him on whether there's going to be more in this universe, and he was pretty positive. So I think this is a great book.
I said to you the other week, his response didn't give anything away, but it gave so. You know what I mean?
That last panel of
yeah.
Where's My Face? I was like, oh, Lovely.
Yeah.
Ron Hooter said Deviant was meh. Devil Wears My Face was fire. Absolute fire. But you've gone for My Bloody Valentine, haven't you, Peter?
Well, I was greedy. I picked Devil Wears My Face and Blue Valentine, I think. So I was totally unaware of this book. So this is issue 2. So I will be going back to read issue 1. This is based on the classic horror movie My Bloody Valentine. Kind of a updated version of the story. This is an ongoing series, which totally surprised us. So yeah, I need to get into this. So I'm definitely reading issue 1 and I'll be reading issue 2 to see what it's all about. But just that cover, man. Look at the cover. It's mint.
Yeah.
Love it.
Then obviously, as you mentioned, The Devil Wears My Face, sensational, and then the Deviant 5 as well. So I've yet to read the Deviant. Ain't No Grave is awesome. Devil Wears My Face. So I think there's 4 strong comics next week, which I'm looking forward to it. They're over on the community voting now, so we shall let everyone know over on Instagram on Monday what 2 comics we will be reviewing for that week's show. Here we are now. So there's some dodginess going on at the moment, so we will stop the vote now. So in
All
third
votes are
place,
cancelled, null and void, ladies and gents.
What's happening?
I've got 47 votes, right? And there was only 14 people watching at one point. In third position was Pete with 19%. In second position was Andy with 29%, and with me with 51% of the votes. I'm not actually sure how that's happened. Like, I can't understand that.
Andy, did you redirect your bots by mistake?
No, I've only got an additional 26 channels, so that still wouldn't class up to 45 votes. So I don't get it. But I've won. Cheat. Well, you know what?
Are you happy with that one, Charlie? Like, truly, you happy deep down? Like,
a win's a win. A win's a win, Charlie.
A win's a win.
A win's a win. I'm going to take it, and I think it's karma because you changed your cover right at the last minute.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, technically, Andy changed his cover. Charlie's obviously a cheating bastard. So really, you should both be excluded, and it should be me. I should win for my booby cover. Sure.
Excluded? What is that a new word?
Excluded.
Oh, I thought
Excluded. I maybe did. I'm Geordie. I changed letters at random.
Go for it.
Wow.
But yes, I'm catching you up. There we go. Look, it's
You're not.
Andy's on 6, Pete's on 5, I'm on 4 now. Bish bash bosh. Anyway, housekeeping. Instagram.
Oh, see how quickly he wanted to move on. He's like, right, I've got the one. I've ticked it.
Yeah,
off.
move on.
Right,
Let's not explore it in too much detail. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's like Trump, isn't he? He's like Trump.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way. There we go. Instagram.com, geek.com. I'm going to get back on this next week. I've picked up some stuff. I've taken some good pictures. I've done some good content. I'm going to start getting back on it. And that'll last about a week. And then I'll be like, I'm not doing this again. So, yeah, you can find me over on Instagram. You can find me over on Twitter. Andy?
You can find me on Instagram as well, perpetual.comics, and on X at perpetualcomics.
And then the man with a plan. There's nothing we cannot do. Peter.
As usual on Instagram, YouTube, and all that kind of malarkey. I put a video out this week I'd appreciate people checking out, which is myself and James's review of the Roger Corman Fantastic Four movie. If you've not seen the Fantastic Four movie that was banned by Marvel, I'd recommend you check it out because it's actually pretty cool. And also over on One Good Scare Show, where we've got tons of content, and we're going to be recording our next movie review shortly, which will be The Strangers, which I watched for the first time last night. Charlie, I know you're a horror man. Have you seen the original The Strangers?
I think I told you about that about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Freaked me out.
It's the only thing that I've got with this is that the new one that they're doing, the whole thing about The Strangers was you didn't know anything about them. You didn't know why they were doing it. You don't know where they came from. The Strangers Chapter 1 that's coming out gives the backstory of them. And I don't think I'm going to watch it.
So me and my wife obviously watched The Strangers last night, and I was really struck at how similar the trailer to the new Strangers is to the movie I watched yesterday. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, well, is it just a retelling of the same tale? Because it looks almost identical. So yeah, it's interesting. It's going to be good.
Have you ever seen it, Andy? Are you into horrors?
No, I haven't seen it, mate, at all.
Yeah, The Strangers
Worth a watch.
As well. Yeah,
I've not seen that one, Von Hoot. I'll check that one out as well.
I just love that line. Why are you doing this? Because you were home.
Yeah.
Killer. And then you can also check us out, the Killer Comic Show over on Instagram. and Twitter for all your goodness of reviews and what we've got coming up on the show and everything like that. Before we go, we've got pickups. Who's got any pickups?
I've got a couple.
Peter, can I ask a favour?
You may.
Can we borrow 87 of your subscribers?
Are we only short 87? Of course you can. You can have them.
Thanks. Cheers.
Yeah. Are we only down 87 before we hit the big 1K?
87 to 1,000 subscribers, and do you know what? I just want to see that smile on Charlie's face whenever we get to 1K.
I smile every single week when I'm with you guys, but I'd smile even more if we hit 1,000.
Monetization! No? Okay, good. We got books to show off?
Yeah. I've got pickups. Xander,
you pick up the big black one first, Peter.
Oh, I can't pick it up. It's too big and it's too black. Yeah, it's look at it. Oh, you bastard! It's sexy. It's just fucking big. I mean, it's just huge. So yeah, I literally don't know where
somebody needs to Photoshop something else. Peter looking at on that table. I'm saying
yeah, so pick that up. There's a video over on my channel over on Triple J Comics of us unboxing that. It's actually doing really well, that video. It's just a monster. It's an absolute monster. It's so much so that I couldn't actually unbox it as I would normally have to do, so I had to hang my camera right up above us and film down on us unboxing it. So yeah, it's a bit of a beast. Okie dokie. So, a couple of comic pickups. I think I got these from Redster over on Whatnot in a mystery box. So we've got some nice old school Strange Tales action. Nice Thor versus Strange cover with good old Loki on the bottom there. Bit of old Superman action. What do you think of the new Superman costume? You seen the images of that online?
I don't know about that. I weren't too fond of the boots.
Yeah, I had his face. Bit of Warlock action. The Death Ship. These are some nice old books. Nice copy of good old Thor. Love that cover.
Nice. That's nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's very cool. Some Fantastic Fours. These are all really nice condition, as I say, from Redster's Comics, so please do go check him out. Now, I got into a horror vibe because of some of the books we've been reading lately. Now, one of my favourite artists is Alex Cormack, who we've just been talking about, and I spotted this on eBay as I was searching for blank covers. Got friggin' thousands of blank covers. Didn't know why I need more, but anyway, got this. This is Batman, Robin Lives, Death in the Family, blank. So I'm going to send this to Alex Cormack and get him to draw as a fucked up Robin. Oh, cool. So a kind of a bloodied and beaten Robin on that. And then I picked these up. These are sexy old Transformers annuals from 84, yes. I think this one. So really, really nice. This is the first UK Transformers annual. And I picked that one up as well.
Is that the IDW run or is that Marvel?
No. This is the original Marvel run. These are from 84 and 86, I think. Oh, yeah. But stunning out. I got 2 copies of each because Livio Ramondelli is going to do us a couple of sketch covers, and I've sent a copy over of each of these to him because I'm not sure if they get the UK annuals over in the States. So yeah, send them over to him. But yeah, this is lush. This is a bit of my childhood right there. Love it.
Yeah. Nice.
That's me.
Peter, Andy, you have one? Andy?
I'll start with some free comic book day pickups. Now, I unfortunately didn't get to go to free comic book day, but I managed to source some of the books. I picked up Street Fighter.
Oh, very cool.
Which is, I haven't read any of them yet. But I picked that up. I picked up One Piece.
Nice.
And I picked up this for my little girl, Investigators. So I'm trying to pick this up every year.
Awesome.
It's absolutely superb. Tell me this, boys. Have you had a gander at eBay for free comic book day books? They're going for like 10, 15, upwards of 20 quid each.
Really?
I don't get it. Am I missing something? Like,
I don't know. Me and James were in London and we went to Forbidden Planet, but the queue was out the door and along the side of the building, and I thought we haven't got time for this bollocks, so I didn't get any, unfortunately. And I'm not paying £10
you were looking for? Was it any?
Energon was the only one I was really interested in, but I'll pick it up when the prices drop and whatnot.
Yeah, it's crazy, the prices. There was one US only book, which was Asterix, which I managed to order.
Asterix and Obelix.
Asterix and Obelix. It was a
Christ.
US only free comic book day book. So yeah, I managed to order that up from Midtown Comics in New York.
That's weird in itself, isn't it? Isn't Asterix and Obelix a very European kind of series?
Exactly, yeah, exactly. But no, you couldn't get it for love nor money over here. So, 2 more books, guys. You've probably seen these on my Instagram. I got Red Sonja issue number 12. In the process of trying to pick up all the old school. This has come back to 2013 Jennifer's and stuff. Some of the covers she done for volume. I think this is volume 2 or volume 3.
Yeah,
it's absolutely stunning. And last is Hero Comics. This was a Hero Initiative benefit book. And this is early 2009 J. Scott Campbell.
Very cool. Not heard of Hero Comics.
Yeah. So I think he'd done another, it was in 2014, he'd done a Heroes comic cover, which I literally just ordered from Coffee and Heroes in Belfast. They had it in their web store. So, yeah, looking forward to getting that. And that is, in fact, I've got one more thing. Give me 1 second and I will just get it. Talk amongst yourself. So I was at Dave Matthews Band, which is my favourite band in the world. I was lucky enough to go and see them in Dublin 2 weeks ago. What was the date? 27th April. With my good wife, and we had a fantastic time. And I managed to pick up the print that they were selling. This was a limited run of 315, and I was lucky enough to pick this up and got it framed up, and it's going to go up in the living room.
You know what? That art style really reminds me of your Scotty Young cover from earlier tonight.
Yeah,
it's got that.
In a good way, not a bad way.
No, in a good way. It's got that kind of gothic, kind of Nightmare Before Christmas look to it.
In a losing way, Peter.
In a losing way.
But yeah, that was everything that I picked up.
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool.
So I managed. Do you know what? I played the system on Free Comic Book Day. So I managed to pick up.
He stole them.
I managed to get that brandy.
Oh, thank you.
Nice. Along with Energon Universe, I managed to get Peter and Tom one of them.
Oh, thank you, mate. Thank you.
And then I managed to get Tom one of them. So basically, I covered all your needs. I got all of them for you. The ones that you want, I've got you sorted. I've got to say, Forbidden Planet were giving away some good books. So I went there earlier. I went to a Place in Space and I went to Forbidden Planet. Place in Space was doing, you could pick 3 comics. So I ended up picking them 3 straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Then I went to Forbidden Planet and they was just giving out goodie bags. So I went in there, bought a couple of figures and stuff. But in the bag that I got, you've got the majority of the gold comics anyway. Do you remember I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that they was just giving away gold bags and then one person was going to give you lucky? In them, I couldn't fault them. I managed to get all of them. So I think in every single bag that I picked up, I went back about an hour or 2 later with my 3 boys and my wife. So we all got another bag each because I wanted to make sure that because you lot weren't getting there, you managed to get what you wanted. In every single bag that we got Energon Universe, we got Transformers, and we got Turtles, and we got the Star Wars. So I kind of got all you covered. So I got all your addresses yesterday, so I'll be sending them out tomorrow. But with that, along with that, I got Spider-Man, Universe. This is pretty cool. This one was an interesting read. Jameson World.
Yeah.
That was an interesting one. Blood Hunt, which I showed earlier.
Mate, you've got a fortune right there. They should be all going on eBay.
I know. This is such a good read. This was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I thought, and the art is just it's like a little TV show. So it's pretty good artwork, if I'm honest. Got that one. We've got every single comic that was there for Free Comic Book Day. Romo versus Juliet. There you go.
I heard that one.
This is a bit of you, Pete.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Tons of brains. This is freaky. This is like crazy.
So what you're saying is that any Free Comic Book Day, we just get in touch with you and you can send the boys in to get them for us?
Yes. if you'd like. I've always got your free backs covered anyway. But yeah, love that. That was cool. This one,
what was
Andy,
that one? What was that one?
that was the Boombox Extravaganza one.
Ah, cool. Nice.
I don't know what's going on there. Let me just turn off. Yeah, the Boombox Extravaganza. That's kind of like all various stories from obviously the younger brand from
Very
Boom
cool.
Studios. This is awesome. One of my sons has massively got into like Captain Underpants and Cat Dog.
Oh yeah, my
Cat
daughter
Man or
loves those.
dog Man. Absolutely love it. And this is right up their alley. Mad.
Oh,
This is like old school. Like this is just full of random like look, Justice League.
But it's Mad Comics, is it? So it'll be a piss take. It's like a Joker comic.
But it's all the old like Shazam funnies and stuff.
Again, I don't think I've ever read a copy of Mad magazine.
Look, it's like Bring Your Sidekick to Work Day, like old school.
Yeah. Very cool.
Maleficent, this was another good one.
oh, nice. Okay.
And then, who remembers Goosebumps?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a story like that. And then, like you, Neil Ken. There we go.
Oh, did you?
So, yeah, so I'll put some little new free comic book day packs together and get them into the post to you two and Tom.
Good stuff. Thank you.
But yeah, that was basically my pickups. So yeah, I can't really moan. It was quite good. But yes. So, but before this one, I bought a couple of wrestling figures. I bought a Britt Baker figure, I bought a Wardlow figure, and I bought a Samoa Joe figure. And then
Is this for you or the kids?
That was for me, 100%. Everything was for me. Even when they got home and the kids wanted to read the comments, I was like, no, don't. Just I'll read it to you. So I read them. I think I read them.
Don't touch them. Get them
I read them when I was in bed. I was like, oh, I like that Transformers one. I was like, that's not yours, mate. Leave it alone. But yeah, it was good. They're like getting into comics now and stuff like that. But it was good to see because there was people out there, like Forbidden Planet. There was queues out the door. But it was good to see because there was young and old people there. Obviously, loads of them were going on eBay and stuff like that. But that's not really what I do. So
Good stuff.
But yeah, so that's another fantastic show. Pete, what have you got for us this weekend?
I don't know if I'm doing my Saturday night show. Do you know what? You'll not believe it, but I'm trying to dial it back a little bit with some of the live shows. So I'm not sure if I'm doing a live this Saturday or not. I'll have to see how I feel on Saturday morning.
Cool. All right, well, keep going, mate. Keep going. Yeah, keep going. But yeah, it's been an absolute awesome week as always. Thank you very much for joining every single one of you in the chat, and we shall see you again next week. Whose house will I be in? Let's have a guess.
It's like through the keyhole, isn't it?